Hello and welcome back to the Reaper. So we did a big ass mission yesterday. It was I think I called it Modern Air Combat and Strike mission. The mission itself didn't go so well, but we had a great time doing it and I had a massive air fight as well. So this should be a really good and exciting tactical brief, so stick with it. Let me explain what the mission was. So blue team were to take off from here, travel about 100 miles across the mountains north. They were to attack a site here. Now what was it? It was like a power plant or something. It was about 10 buildings and they had to kill 5 of them or something like that. In the middle of nowhere. There was an SA-10 here that worked out to be, well, I'll tell you in a minute. And there was a AWACS behind where Obi's plate is. There's an AWACS up there orbiting. So the blues had to kill either this power site here or this AWACS up here at Angels 20, I think. We had an SA-10 in the middle, 15 miles away from the power station and 35 miles away from the AWACS. The red base was here. We had QRA Hornets to go up from there. They had 2 lives. The blues had the usual 1 life. The blues had a whole bunch of Hornets, 4 Hornets here in their main force with 1 times Mirage. They had 2 Strike AGS-37 Big Uns. They had 4 times Harriers. They had 1 times F5. They had 2 times Su-25. They had 2 times A-10s. So a whole bunch of guys in there. So it's good to seeing them get such a big force. It's pretty cool. Okay. Once they get to a certain point, which is here, the Reds get a QRA scramble notice, and you can see the Reds are scrambling. This is where it started to go wrong, basically. So the Reds were meant to have 4 guys, but one of our guys couldn't get in, so we were stuck with just 3 cat. Oh yeah, and I flew on the red side for the first time. I've not done it before. It was a bit weird, but it was good fun. We had Cap, Obi, and Chaos in the Hornet. Okay, now, the mission didn't work out for the blues, as you'll probably remember. Everyone was shouting at each other at the end. The main antagonists were, this SA-10 was a lot more potent than we hoped it was going to be. It had a direct line of fire to this site here, and I didn't think it would be able to fire at 15 miles on the deck, but it was firing at 15 miles on the deck and shooting guys down, so it did a lot better than the SA-10 usually does. On the deck, I usually say they're about 10 miles. So it looks like I got that wrong, but never mind, this happens. Also, the most important thing of this mission is, for the blues, I give them an indication of where this is. I even give them a waypoint, or if I can't be bothered, I just put a blue unit in this site here. That means they know where that site is. Completely forgot to do that in my haste, and so they didn't actually know where this site was, so it made it completely stupid because they couldn't actually find that site. So the mission was a bit of a write-off, but they made a damn good go of it anyway, so, and it did turn into a big cool fight. As well as that, they didn't really know where the AWACS is, really, which is a bit silly, so I should have put a mark down where the AWACS was. So lessons to be learnt at the end of the day. And they've got an SA-11 protecting their base, not that we're ever going to go over there. Right, Reds also had a GCI. As you can see, we had a very good GCI. We had Joker, who really knows his stuff, and it made us a hugely effective fighting force, even though there was only 3 of us. As you'll see, if you go back and watch the movie, you can see we were getting vectored here, there and everywhere. Vectored straight onto targets, pull the trigger, shoot it down, vectored straight onto a new target. So we weren't even really using our radars, we were just using our GCI, which made it really, really tough for these blue guys. Now, we weren't allowed to be vectored, the GCI wasn't allowed to see past a certain line. Basically, if you imagine the centre line of these mountains, kind of roughly where my mouse is, the GCI wasn't allowed to see beyond that. We had to trust his honesty to do that, basically. Technically he could see them, but he wasn't allowed to declare them, if you know what I mean. I think that's about it. It's all the stipulations and problems and stuff, so let's go through and see what happened. Let's speed that up. See if we can get a kind of top-down view, might be better. I don't really know still, even though we had the debrief, I still don't really know what happened, so I don't really know either. What I can see is that for some reason the Harriers have gone, they've decided they've gone too far and have turned around, so they're probably waiting for the protection of the their cap, which is this group. I'm guessing. I don't really know. I wasn't in that group. I should say, the Reds, we didn't have GCI at the moment, so all we knew was to fly south. So we were all just flying 180 basically, or thereabouts from the base. We can't get vectored onto these targets until they get closer, essentially. We're doing a good job to keep the A10s so close. Look, you see they're flying nice and slow, the Hornets, to keep the A10s, because they want everyone to go in at roughly the same time. If you stage it, then the Blues can, the Reds can, if you stage your attacks slow over time, the Reds can make use of their second life. So the key in a mission like this, when I'm on the Blues side, so basically I'm on the Blue side usually, and so I know what works. I know what a nightmare the Reds can be and how the Reds can make themselves difficult. And that is, for the Reds, that is to use their first life to charge in and shake everything up, upset things. That's the use of the first life. So as a Blue, this is what you don't want to see from a Red. Charge in, use their first life, upset things, and then use the second life to bar cap and just defend. That makes it extremely hard for a Blue team to operate. So of course, this is exactly what we did. Burners on, 500 plus knots, charge straight into them, just completely put them off their guard, mess them up, put their plan to in trouble, and then use our second life to just bar cap and protect the bases. I guess we're just still heading south. Where is that? Yeah, it looks like it. Haven't seen anything already. So these guys are just now crossing the line, about in the middle of that mountain. And you'll see us probably turn onto him in a minute. These guys have evaded us. They've gone right around what will be the west. And you see there, so we know this guy is here now because our GCR is telling us. And we're going to vector straight onto him, 18 miles. Tails going around the long way here, trying to escape us. Chaos is probably going back here to cut any attempt at the AWACS off. Cap's moving in for the kill. I'm not very good with the Hornet, as you probably know, so I'm trying to get some experience in it. Still didn't do very well. You can see the Cap, the F-18 Cap going in. I have just a small discrepancy to make. They're a bit Grim Reaper-y at the moment. They're all together. Very, very, very dangerous to have everyone together in a big 5-man group, as we're about to see what can go wrong with that. Cap, obviously easy kills. An SU-25 with no cover. There's nothing the SU-25 can do. I suppose he could have been lower and he might have snuck through, but no, the GCI would have seen him. With the GCI, nothing, there's nowhere you can hide. Obviously, bang, he's dead. Okay. Obi's down here, hasn't been detected by these guys. And here you're about to see the power of the GCI. These guys don't know this guy's here. This guy doesn't know these guys are here. They've got no way of really seeing each other. Unless they just fire the radars at each other at the right elevation or what. But GCI can guide this guy, Obi, in to attack these guys from the flank and underneath for a belly attack. And these guys will have no way of knowing that he's coming. And if you do a belly attack, that will shake that group up completely and render the whole group defenseless, essentially. And I think we're about to see that. At this point, I know Tails near me because GCI tells me, so I'm going to burn out 600 knots. What I don't want to be doing is tangling with a dogfight with an F5 in the mountains. Not somewhere where I want to be, so I'm just going to burn out. Chaos is just bar cap back over Beslan here to act as an intermediary block. Obi gets the orders from GCI to go for the belly attack. He's going to go down this ravine here, go straight up and just take them all apart. Very hard for these guys to do anything about that. Their radars are all pointing forwards. Their radars don't go down, don't go to the side very much, so they can't see this guy coming. And if this guy gets a good steep attack as well, it will be outside the bounds of these guys' RWR radar warning receiver cone, and so these guys won't even get a warning the missile's coming. So it's an incredibly powerful type of attack this is. And here come the missiles, so let's see. Looks like the Harriers are flanking out further to the... No, who's that? The Vigans flanking out further to the side. That's a good use of the Vigans. And we've got a missile up at this guy who was conning. This guy made the mistake of going too high and conning. That is 8 miles, lovely shooting. And these guys, yeah, they know something's up, but they can't do anything about it. No idea where this guy is. He could be in front of them, to the side of them, behind them, underneath them. And it's what we've done is we've neutralised an entire group of 5 with just one guy, just by the power of the GCI, by sending him in at the right angle, right time, and whatnot. And that's really pretty much destroyed the whole blue plan at that point, because I imagine they were going to clear out the area with these guys and then send the ground attack in. But wasn't to be obvious. There's one guy down. and now it's every man for themselves in a huge dogfight basically. And the Blues actually have a disadvantage at this point, although they've got more men here. It's actually harder because you're more likely to shoot your own guy down than in the chaos of battle than find the one red guy. It's an incredibly uncomfortable position to be in, have a big 5-man group together and one little fox which has got in the hen cage. Very hard to find them, and all this guy's got to do, the red guy's to shoot anything he sees moving. So I feel a bit sorry for the Blues there. Tails snuck around the outside, he's going for an attack on the E3. Right, let's carry on. So Obi's got his next target, that is Papashanga in a Mirage. Also Riddler has found Cap head to head, 22 miles. So that's 22 mile posturing shot, is not going to hit me with those missiles. And Chaos has been vectored. Oh, the SA-10s are out already, look. So that is good. So the Blues got to be really careful of this SA-10. 31 miles and they're already getting shot at by this SA-10. So the furthest this Cap group can go in is basically as far as they've gone. They can't really get any closer unless they're going to go on the deck. So that's something I don't think they considered in their plan about how powerful an SA-10 is at altitude. Anyway, so the Riddler and Cap are fighting. That's 22 miles. He's got a shot out. 18 miles and another shot. Don't really see much point of doing these long shots, to be honest. They just as long as this guy's an experienced guy, he's not gonna fall for it in any way. So at this time, I'm just doing a little bit of wiggling, as you can see, just to burn these missiles down. Not doing a particularly good job at it. But what I know is at 22 miles, I'm not in much danger. I've got a good few seconds to mess around before I have to turn away. And after you've been shot at a few times, you just learn, do the calculation in your head. You know how many seconds you've got to dodge. At 15 miles or 12, 30 miles, that's a much more sensible shot. I've put a shot at. It looks like it's going to go defensive anyway. And I decide it's time to turn before these missiles get too close. I know there's a fight here. We'll go back and see it in a minute. And that is Cap disengaging at that point, I think. Yeah. Riddler had some lag problems for this whole mission. It was a nightmare and he used to get that sorted. Okay, for some reason, OB disengaged from the Mirage 2000, turned and went for these guys here. And these guys here, they aren't really in any actual threat from the SA-10 because they can dodge these missiles with absolute ease. It's really off-putting when you've got missile launches coming at you. Okay, right, let's go see Obi now. He's going to fire at Kingston. So I don't know what happened there. So Rage shot something here, probably a dead body of someone. I don't know what he shot there, but I don't think he meant to do it. And then Kingston, we don't know how this happened yet. No one's quite sure how this happened. But Kingston shot Rage, even though he was flying with him all the time and saw him all the time. Managed to shoot Rage. It was an amazing shot. I mean, that AMRAAM really bent and crested over the hill. So we had a nasty friendly fire there. And so it basically took both of these guys out in one zone. It's kind of what I was saying about the power of one guy going in the middle. It shakes these guys so much they don't know who's friend and foe at that point, and so it's just complete chaos. And that is the danger of sending a big high group over, all grouped together. If you remember from the previous mission we did that's similar to this, when I was in the blue groups, we went in pairs. Much safer to go in pairs with 20 miles between them than one big conglomerate, because that big conglomerate will turn to jelly as soon as you put one man in the middle of it, as we've seen here. So that's that's the best example we could make of that. What we've seen today. And because these guys, because the chaos of the situation, the comms would have been mental. No one would have known what was going on at that point, where the bad guy was. The stress caused the friendly fire, and then this guy could easily kill that guy, and so it's 2 for the price of 1. And that is pretty much the blue Cap knocked out in one move by Obi. I should say at this point, man of the match, Obi. If not Joker on comms, it's Obi. Here, he killed 5 guys, so him working with GCI was completely unstoppable. I couldn't do that, especially in the Hornet. I'm just not good enough with the sensors and stuff like that. Okay, Riddle's heading out. He's had enough. Everyone's dying around him, and he's heading out with speed, 640 knots. Exactly the right thing to do at this point. Riddle's pretty experienced at this. Right, yeah. So at this point, GCI sees Tail going for the E3, makes a good call, sets Cap on him. Cap's 600-700 knots going straight for him. Not much Tail can do. I did notice he had a fuel tank with him, slowing him down, but other than dropping that fuel tank, I don't think he can outrun a Hornet. Hornet's max speed 1.8, F5 max speed 1.6. And I've got kind of, I can cut that corner. What I should have been doing is heading that way and cutting that corner, but I didn't know where the AWACS was, so I just thought I'd better go straight for him. Right, we've got more action. So Chaos has... So Obi's come in. Fired a missile at Riddler. I didn't know that happened. So he's been GCR'd onto Riddler. 11 miles on a cold target. No chance of hitting in the world. 2 missiles. Not really much point of that. It's a bit of a panic shot, really. At least it will send Riddler cold. Meanwhile, Papashango's coming in and got hold of Obi. GCI would have warned Obi of Papashango coming in. That is a Super 530 out. Lovely dodging from Obi. Look at that. Perfect. Just did what he had to do at the time. He's too close, and yeah, he's dogfight range now basically, so all he's got to do is try and survive. Another 530 out. Dodged it, I don't know how really. That should have been a hit at what, for 3 miles or something, I think. Had plenty of time to steer that missile. Must have been a problem with a lock or something. And then that is a magic IR missile. Good countermeasures, and turn is enough to jink it. So that is another missile down. It's great work from Obi. Really showing his stuff at the moment. And inverts. And we've got a cross. Is going to yo-yo and back in. Papa's struggling. I don't think he saw that merge. Is there anything else happening? Chaos is chasing Riddler. Cap's chasing Tail. Try and watch it all at the same time. Right, so the merge, they know they've merged now, and they've got a turn. I'm not sure why they're so slow at 269 and 314. It's very slow for both these planes, but they are. So Papashango's really slow now, really putting himself in a dangerous position. Huge alpha, 33 degrees alpha. Luckily, Hornet doesn't see him, or not in time. Following too many things here. There's another cross. Hornet has now got to slow himself down. So the only good thing about going slow in a dogfight is that the hostile can overshoot, and Obi is at much more sensible fighting speed of nearly 400. Is going to have an overshoot problem here, and he has, as they go into rolling scissors. It's now who can go slowest to get behind the other one at rolling scissors, and it is the Mirage. But he doesn't seem to capitalise on it. That should be a magic there, or maybe slightly earlier. Or guns. It's an excellent opportunity. He's too slow. Look, he's burnt all his energy off. He is basically stalling at this point. So that's why he goes slow, yes, but if you go too slow, it's going to end up... you just can't do anything. So he's going to straighten out, try and get some speed back in a second. And Obi's done. Obi knew that he's overshot. He knew there's nothing he can really do about that. He probably didn't have the energy to yo-yo up. So he's just put burners on and run away, and that's it's fine. It's, yep, happy with that. He's going to terrain block and use the mountains to get away. So that's pretty good driving. Unfortunately for him, Riddler's seen it all before, and he's going to come and get him. And I remember this is a fantastic shot. I don't know how Riddler does this. I think this is one of these shots with a helmet-mounted display where you can fire these missiles at huge vertical attitudes, and it just tracks. I haven't learned to do this yet, but just a wonderful shot. Look at that. No, I couldn't do that. So great shot from Riddler there. Just zoomed in. Didn't have any IFF problems. Knew it was badly. Knew it was a bad guy. Good communication with Mirage probably. Mirage was struggling obviously. He hasn't got his aerodynamics right. And Riddler comes in nice and fast. Energy high. Good decision making. Really good. There. Chaos is kind of going around in circles a bit here. He's not really attacking anyone. However, you know, his job is to defend, and he is defending at the end of the day. He's creating an unstoppable barrier. Cap still chasing Tail. This lasted for God knows how long. This, let me get this going. This fight. So what am I, 10 miles? Just thumping in AMRAAMs at 10 miles. Not a very good idea. I can't hit him at 10 miles on a cold target. It's far too far away. More like 5 miles, 4 miles maximum. But what I'm trying to do is upset him, make him manoeuvre and lose speed. Unfortunately, Tail doesn't fall for that kind of nonsense. The good thing is, though, because I'm back and Tail's got a turn, I can cut the corner. That's how I'm going to win this. Also, my speed's slightly higher. I've got 40 knots on him. Just. I'd expect to see that F5 going a little faster. I'm not sure why it's so slow. It's barely supersonic at the moment. Closing speed down. I know there's a fight there. We'll go and watch that in a minute. Whoops. I cocked that up, didn't I? I fired another one at 8 miles. I doubt that will reach. 6 miles. So we are... I was going to say 4 miles behind the target. I meant to say that was on the deck, where there's thicker air. So up here at Angels, an average of 13, probably 6 to 7 miles. We can do a rear aspect shot. So that's 6 miles going out there, and that's probably just going to reach him. Not much tail can do. I don't know why tail's so slow still. It's 110 knots slower than me, and that plane should be able to do better. But whatever. Pow! Dead. So yep, didn't take any skill. I was vectored by GCI and just chased the guy down. That's all I did. Again, shows the power of the GCI. Right. I don't know what happened here. Something happened here. So Riddler came in. Let's try and get this right. Riddler does his kill. Right, then Chaos comes in. Does a shot on Riddler. Riddler escapes. Terrain blocks. He's probably going to get away. Or is he? Just, yeah. Whoops. We had... so Chaos spotted this guy just at the right time, which was very good. 3 miles. 2.5. 2 miles. There's an AMRAAM in the face at 2 miles. That might actually be too close to hit him. There might not be time to activate that 120. Oh no, it did hit him. Oh no, look at that. It shot his missile down. I don't think I've seen this before, so let's just take that in super slow-mo. Oh, I know what's happened here. Oh, this is fun. Isn't this good? So he's shot at Papa. Papa's foxed and pow. Chaos's missile is actually the detonator has been set off by that missile. They must have passed within a couple of feet of each other, and it has a magnetic rings around this AIM-120, and as soon as something metal passes by the side of it, it sets off. It's not intelligent at all. It just, if some metal passes by the side of a missile, it will set off. It doesn't care what it is, and it looks like it's detonated due to that missile there. I think that's what happened. Otherwise, if it hit that plane would have died. So I'm pretty sure it hit that missile. It detonated on that missile. That was an interesting thing to see there, and it shows the scope and detail of this DCS, why we like it so much, because things like that, eventualities like that, are modelled. You know, which it does take a lot of processing to go in the background. Right, Riddler has put AIM-9X out, probably too much far range. Plus, it's very dangerous because he might hit this guy as well. So that was a bit ambitious. We've got a merge for Papa Shango and Chaos. Chaos has shown him his belly, energy high. I'm not sure why Chaos did that. Oh, because he's dodging missiles, right. So Chaos would like to merge with this guy, but he can't because he's getting peppered with AMRAAMs, so he's just got a dodge. Lovely dodge is done. He's jinked left, then jinked right, enough to send this off its course. Now, if that was me, I would be burners on and running away, but I don't know. We'll see what it's doing. Papa Shango screwed up again. He's taken all of his airspeed down again. So it's a signature of a newbie driver, basically, turning everywhere at 200 knots, burning all their energy off. You just can't. You're useless if you do that, basically. You've got to keep 350 plus knots if you want to drive these planes to any use. So he's struggling getting down to stall speed again. Chaos was trying to get some energy back, so he's heading down into this canyon. For some reason he's not accelerating, I'm not sure why. Should have burners on right now. That's half speed, let's carry on. So Papa Shango's back in the game now. Chaos is turning himself into all kinds of trouble. Mirage is just going straight, I have no idea why. He's completely ignored the target. Chaos says, okay, I'll have some of that. Turns back onto him. Mirage realises its error. Look, it's turning again, 150 knots. So actually, they both are. They've both basically run out of speed. Chaos had a weird shot over there. I don't know what that was. And Mirage just died somehow. Okay. If you can tell me what happened, I'd like to know because I haven't got a clue. Okay, so what happened? I think. I don't know. He was hit by something, but that missile went over there, so something weird happened there. Don't know. Haven't got any useful advice on that. But he's definitely out. Right. Anything else? What next? What happens? They separate, go their own ways there. So at this point, our GCI is saying, I don't know why I'm firing missiles at nothing. That's kind of weird, but there you go. At this point, GCI decides not to risk this guy to fight Riddle. Instead, he decides to vector him for the ground attackers, which is exactly the right thing to do at the right time, because those ground attackers are getting mighty close. So we can tell now the Vigans have got through. There's nothing we do to stop them. We were always worried about the Vigans. We were never worried about the Harriers. Vigans are just fast, really fast when they need to be. The Harriers are relatively fast. They're over 500 knots. So it's not bad, but we can catch them up. We can't catch the Vigans up. Right, so we're off. So Obi is using his second life and taking it off. Cap's all out of missiles and fuel now, so I'm probably just going to kamikaze and get a new plane. Let's speed that up a little. So these Harriers have come out just in the nick of time, and they're going relatively fast. Chaos is only 110 knots more than them. The Vigans got through. The problem about the Vigans is they're get peppered by this S300. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they would get shot at when they were about here, at which point they could easily evade, but instead they were getting shot at 15 miles away. No, 20 miles away. So it made it really difficult for them to do that bombing. So I think I made it a little bit too difficult for them. Gumbo, I wasn't expecting this at all, but Gumbo didn't go for the target. He went for the SA-10, which is it's a damn brave thing to do. I didn't think anyone would do that. Unfortunately, it was probably just too little too late. So Vigan goes in, bombs and misses the target. SA-10's take him out. Not really much Trash could have done about that. Again, Soames exactly the same thing. Misses his bombs, gets taken out. Now, if they'd have hit their bombs, if they had had a waypoint and their bombs would have hit, or if they would have just used their bombs properly, they would have completed the mission and won the mission. So, although we've had a lot of blue moaning, if they didn't miss those bombs, they would have won it. So, don't forget that. Blue, next blue guy taking out SA-10. Chaos catches up. Whoever Jack sees in a Harrier, nothing Jack can do about that. One thing I noticed is he's going slow and it's cost him his life. The rest of these are going 530. This guy's going 409. He could have probably got to the target if he had gone as fast as the others. Don't know the reason for that. Obi is in. Poor old Gumbo. Valiant. Look at that beautiful roll. Dodges that missile and gets two 122s off. Really good flying there. I don't know if they disable the SA-10. I don't think they do. SA-10 is very hard to disable. It has several radars he can use. So it would have taken a small fleet of Harriers, I think, probably to take that out. Very difficult to take out. Obi firing again. Chaos onto his next target. GCI guiding everyone in. The A-10s are coming in now finally. And what happened there? Oh dearie me. So, I think Whistler, these guys couldn't find the base because they didn't have their waypoint, so they just got lost and they were circling around here. Whistler's obviously hit a tree or something. Chaos is going for Seethor. Riddler's coming back in. Gumbo's taken out. Nothing he could have done about that. He did a good mission there. Cap's coming in. Supersonic. Chaos is ignored Seethor for whatever reason, probably because GCI wanted these guys to go for Seethor. Chaos has got missiles out into A-10s. A-10s, good response. Good dodging. I think they dodged that missile. They do. SA-10's going out. Look how much range they're going out. 23 miles on a flanking target. They're shooting this poor old boy. SA-10s are on such good form today. I don't know why. Obi and Cap vectored onto Seethor. Chaos has just jumped out of his plane because he's out of whatever, he's out of something. So he's using his second life up, I think, or he will do. Speed that up a little. Seethor, nothing he can do in the face of two Hornets and SA-10s after him. Again, he thought the target was over here, so there was some confusion again about where the target was. And that is going to be Seagull down. Pow pow. Oh, Cap shot his... No, I'm fine. Just shot Seagull's body. That's good. Anything else? Riddler's coming in. Oh yeah, so I'm not very good with the Hornet. I managed to lock nothing up. I locked thin air up with my radar and I couldn't work out how to unlock it. So if anyone knows how to unlock the BVR radar in the FA-18 when you've locked that, please let me know. Because that's why I couldn't fight this guy. I couldn't get my radar to unlock. It was very frustrating. Also, I didn't do a very good job of dodging that missile. I flew straight into it, basically. I had lost situational awareness by then and was just a dummy, so that was awful. OB is going to merge with these two dudes, looking for them. Should have seen them a while ago. Not sure how we managed to. Anyways, pass them. Is he going to pass them? Yeah, like I said, we're just nice and low. It shows that going low, you can dodge, you can evade. Riddler's heading out again after killing Cap. SA-10's firing at Riddler, actually. Riddler's got to get out. It shows they could get relatively close to that SA-10 if they were low and fast. Right. Speed that up, shall we? OB's in a mix of two hogs. And remember, these hogs can shoot. They've got sidewinders. There's a missile out on this guy. Pew. Nothing really he could do. He survived. Look at that. OB's overshot. Oh, got a missile out from Rook. That's a good missile. Great dodging. Look at that. Really nice stuff. So had to burn all his speed away, but he's lived another day. Good dodging. And again, look at that. This guy having the flight of his life. Really good dodging. And flaring. Merged. Well, that wouldn't have... the detonator wouldn't have activated anyway. It was too close. Just a snapshot. We've got merge now, and they're turning into each other. And it's actually quite a dangerous place to be in a merge with an A10. Although it's not a fighter jet, it can turn very tightly, and it's difficult to turn with because it turns so slowly. Whereas this thing wants to turn at 400 knots or something. Yeah, so usually if I merge with an A10 and I've not got this 6, I just run away. Because it's very easy to get shot down. And if Rook had missiles left, he was obviously shoot him down now, but he didn't. We've got SA-10s coming out for someone. I don't know who they're for. Or Riddler's back. Where did Riddler come from? He's been vectored in. AIM 120s for this guy who's on his way back home. Unlucky. That guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time today. AIM 9X from Riddler, who's just on form today. And taken OB out. So, just really good flying all round there by everyone, really. I've got nothing to whinge about. SA-10s firing at these two dudes. Up 3,000 feet. They're a little bit high, dangerously high. I'm not sure if anything happens now. Riddler's protecting Rook. Rook finds the target, God knows how, because he's got no markings for it. He's got a couple of Mavericks out. But obviously this on-form SA-10 is just going to wipe him out completely. I didn't know he gunned. Yeah, there's not much he could have done there. That SA-10 would have just peppered him to death. So that's something else to learn for the future. Yeah, so that's it. And then Riddler goes away and then Chaos chases him down. You've seen that. So it was difficult. It was difficult for Blues. The SA-10 was just firing really, really well today, better than it usually does for some reason. And the GCR was in top 4. Every decision the GCR made with the Reds was perfect and made, completely changed the outcome of the mission. Is there anything else I could do better? Think I could do better if I was Blue? Not take the A10s and the S25s. This is the epitome of a fast strike mission. So the Reds get 2 lives. Now the way to beat that is to make sure everyone goes in at the same time and goes in fast. If that happens, the Reds just don't have enough time to use their second life. And that's the key when I'm on Blue. I always say this has got to be fast. So I always moan at people who are in A10s to fast strike missions like this and other slow planes. They become superfluous. They just become target practice. So what I would like to see is 4 Vigans coming in with a waypoint or something so they could get to this better. and they would have been pretty much unstoppable. If those 4 things came in, they would have bombed that. They would have got through. They may have got shot by the SA-10 afterwards, but they would have got bombs and targets and killed that. And then the Harriers would just have been as a backup to throw themselves at this target. But I think it had to be fast strike jets or nothing. And for the cap, I would have preferred to see dotted about several wingman pairs rather than a big clump, because you saw that whole clump got took out by one man essentially. So it just shows the weakness of that tactic in that place. Otherwise, no complaints. Hope you enjoyed that. Really good mission, and we'll see you later.